Today's horror manga dubbed narration is Kiku and Tsubomi from the horror anthology PTSD Radio by Masaki Nakayama. If you enjoy the story at any point in time, please do not hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot. Anyways, without further ado, let's get right into this chilling tale. This is a story about a small village in the mountains somewhere in Japan and their small god. The village was far from well off. Without fertile land to grow on, the villagers made a living off of hunting and gathering. Despite that, the villagers were grateful for the mountain daily boon and managed to get by with the help of another village at the base of the mountains. They led peaceful lives. In that village, there lived a pair of young sisters named Kiku and Tsubomi. Since they had no mother and their father left for the coast to find work, the girls lived with their grandmother. As the oldest, Kiku looked after her little sister and helped her grandmother around the house. She was a very hard worker. The three of them lived as tight-knit family and waited for the return of the girl's father in fall. Time passed, and the long-awaited fall eventually came. One evening, when the girls were out gathering wild vegetables, their grandmother told them that their father would be late coming home.
The rain caused a landslide and blocked the roads. He'll just be a little late. I promise. It'll be just a little longer. Your father will bring lots of souvenirs to make up for it.
But the little girl wept, saying,
"No, I want to see Daddy."
It was a challenge to calm Tsubomi down, and then, by the time they realized, Tsubomi was gone. The sun was already set. That was when they realized.
That girl, she went to go look for her father, I'm sure.
Not only were the mountains dangerous to traverse at night, but the woods were full of hungry beasts looking to fatten up for winter.
No, Kiku, don't go!
Kiku ignored her grandmother's pleading and ran into the mountains. Just then, she remembered something her late mother told her.
There, I have to go there.
And ran towards the outskirts of town. There stood a particular Jizo statue, whom the villagers referred to as Oguchi-sama. Kiku plucked a hair from the nape of her neck and tied it to Oguchi-sama's left horn. She recalled the words of her mother who had said, "Kiku, if you ever get lost, Oguchi-sama will save you, but you must always remember to."
Oguchi-sama, pray, Tai, I am X years old. Tsubomi is Y.
But that night, deep, deep in the depths of the woods, was Tsubomi.
Kiku, Grandma, it's so dark. I want to go home.
And as she began to cry, Kiku called her name from behind. She turned around and couldn't believe it was her dear sister. For you see, by some miracle, Kiku managed to find a direct path to Tsubomi without getting lost in the mountains once. She comforted her little sister, who was very much scared, and the two of them rejoiced in their reunion. They once again recalled the words of their mother. Listen closely, Kiku. Chant this when you're trying to find your way home. And so, she began to chant.
Ugushi-sama, Ugushi-sama, kindly pull us. Pray, pull, pray, pull.
And in an unbelievable turn of events, the wind picked up, the trees swayed, the grass jittered, and the mountain roared. The two of them were dumbfounded. They couldn't believe what they were seeing and hearing. In an instant, stirring of animals and insects that could be heard throughout the mountains came to a complete stop. And from within the silence, they heard a voice.
Oh, beloved lost lamb, cross over countless mountains and rivers. Forget not your home. You still have trouble finding your way. I shall then shine light on your path. Let me pull your arm.
A beautiful singing voice rang through the mountains. The two girls, they recognized it. It enveloped the girls in its warm resonance. Hearing that, the girls somehow knew which way they should head. The voice resembled that of their late mother.
Dear children, return to your mother's breast. O trees, O insects, O wildlife, cover not these children's eyes, cover not these children's ears.
The trees and grass parted, and all of the animals in the forest held their breath. Guided by the voice of the girls, ran down the mountain as if following a path laid out before them. All that could be heard was the girls panting and the beautiful singing voice.
May a light illuminate your footsteps.
Unsure of how much time had passed, when Kiku and Tsubomi finally escaped the woods, they were greeted by the familiar outskirts of town.
We made it.
Oguchi seemed to be smiling at their return. Kiku and Tsubomi thanked Oguchi from the bottom of their hearts. After saying their prayers, Kiku snipped the hair she'd attached to Oguchi with a pair of scissors.
Pray, sever.
Then, and long after, the villagers faithfully worshipped Oguchi as a god of guidance.
Thank you very much, Oguchi. We returned safely thanks to you.
But that was a long time ago, and as time passed, less and less people began to worship the idol, and eventually, it became more rugged and more decrepit until one day.
I never knew something like this was here. What is it?
Beats me. Let's just do what we were hired to do.
We really didn't need this many guys for this.
No kidding. I wasn't sure what to expect since the chief priest was making such a big deal about it.
What did he say?
Just that it's very important and to be careful.
Why does the chief priest want this removed anyway? Beats me. Who cares? Let's get this over with and get some drinks.
And so, the statue of Oguchi shattered, and the nature around them went crazy, rustling and whooshing all about. And then, a voice sang from the distance.
The guest who visited tomorrow beckons the brightly shining darkness. A single child and 6 mothers drag the newborn grandmother by the leg
And sink the teeth into flesh covered in bone.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching. I'd like to take this time to give a very special thanks to my Patreons and YouTube members. Sarah De Jesus, Motosurf, Leo, Dason Animus, Myuu, Rich Harris, and Andre Wolf. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, you're important and you matter. Have a good night, everyone. Goodbye.